Yeah, yo. Woke up in the morning and to God be the glory. Thankful for another day to tell my story. Put my opinions in the universe and let them orbit. I'm from the dirty south with a dirty mouth, might need orbit. Miss things on me like a nigga Norbit. Had to refuse them cause my bitch no refusion, she gorgeous. As I dap my sons up and kiss my daughter forehead. Tell them we gon' get this money till my pockets morbid. Remember living in apartments, now we playing mortgage.
How's life?
It's okay. You know, like everybody else.
Yeah.
World is crazy, man. I got a 4-year-old, so that.
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh. God damn.
That should be whooping my ass.
Yeah. That's
a 4-year-old. That's the only one?
No, I got a 26-year-old, a 22-year-old.
Oh, you started
you hit
fresh in the
reset.
game. Yeah, you hit a reset on you.
There you
Yeah.
Hey man. Hey man, more power to you,
Hey,
brother.
brother.
You understand? He got to be picked up at 5.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get there 4:59 and 59 seconds.
Hey, listen, as long as you get there before 5.
Yeah, but not a minute before.
Yeah.
If I get there 4:30, I'm gonna wait.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Nah, I get every nickel I can out of that spot.
Hey,
He be whooping my ass.
Yeah. Know that.
I ain't getting there, man. If I wait in the car.
Yeah, for sure. I got 14, 12, and 8.
Boys, girls.
2 boys. Oldest is 2, and the baby is a girl. That's why I was just on the phone with. Now I got to check in with her like she my damn mama. Yeah, she got that. She got all my like extroverted qualities. She real like, hey, what you doing and why?
Oh
Shit. Yeah, it's and then I think the thing more than anything is like activities too. You know, that's that they got boxing 3 times a week, and she got karate and gymnastics. And
that's what I'm starting to get in the mix. Cause I forgot all that stuff. You know, he do swimming. I got him in karate. We do like karate like 3 days a week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Got him, you know what I mean? Gymnastics. You know, soccer during different seasons.
Yeah.
Start hooping.
Yeah.
And he's my first boy, so I'm like, I got a list of shit we need.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, this the first
Yeah,
boy?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. So,
he got to do everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. I got a 17-year-old son, bro. He just turned 17. He see my face on the internet more. Now I'm just the ATM to him now.
Oh, yeah.
Before then, he never asked me like, yo, Pop, can we get this? Now it's like, hey, I want this.
I need that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It went from can I have to,
Here's the link.
Yeah, get that for
Bro.
Yo.
Dog, my 14-year-old, he just send links.
Yeah.
You know what he sent me the other day?
What?
He sent me some Balenciaga sneakers. I said, nigga, not in this lifetime.
Shit.
Are you crazy?
Yeah, I got your mind.
And I told him, I was like, what you do? How soon they forget? I told you, like, that designer, that shit you gotta buy with your own money.
Right.
I'm not even buying myself no Balenci's.
Yeah.
Oh, you know you ain't getting them. You gotta go back down to the Asics, my brother.
Yeah.
You hear what I mean? Like, what are we doing, Balenci? Like, you a rapper? Like, what you got? Nigga, to go to math?
Yeah.
Right.
To go to math class in Balenciaga.
To go to algebra in Balenci's? Never. I can't see it.
Yeah. Can't do that.
How is that though? Like, to raise children into adulthood?
It's great in a certain way. Are we on air yet?
Yeah, we
rolling.
We rolling. Okay, that makes you the right answer.
For sure.
I'll text you some other shit. No, it's great, man. It's a beautiful thing to watch. It takes an adjustment. The kind of conversations you can have, the kind of, particularly with grown daughters. My daughter just graduated college last week.
Yeah.
So I also have to like remind myself that she is an adult.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a way that I want to do more. Like, I got a problem with my job. Let me call. No, I can't call. You grown ass woman.
Yeah.
Job. You know what I mean? I can't call your job. You gotta call your job.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's great to raise people who you actually like. And I actually like my kids.
Yeah.
So that's like the dopest part. Like, I call them just to talk. Like, what you doing? Let me tell you about and now I can tell them about my day and talk shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of a beautiful thing.
That's dope.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then to go back to contrast that to this 4-year-old who's great, but he's 4.
Yeah.
And that shit whoops your ass.
Yeah.
And you don't get better. I mean, you can become a better parent, but you don't get like physically better at it. It's like sports.
Yeah.
You know, like when you come back from retirement.
Yeah.
You know, parenting I'm 47, so like my back don't care about how much energy I got and how excited I am. My back is like, nigga, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, so
He's a ball of energy.
Yeah.
he is a ball of it.
Yeah.
He's like a tornado. He He loves it, but that's what I found, like, activities, like karate lately has been, he loves it, and I think he might be good at it. Some other shit he did, he wasn't so good. I was like, this ain't for you, this ain't your ministry.
You gotta try.
Yeah, this ain't gonna be for you, but karate, he's got it down. He's very physical. But like, he goes to a karate school with run by black men. So it's also great. I love to see him just being led by black men, being around black men, see them in positions of authority. So it's like all the things, and I get a break.
Yeah. They're back like, thank God.
Yeah.
You need that.
Yeah.
My philosophy with my kids, I tell my sons, more importantly than anything, is that when I'm chastising you and I'm like constantly, and you think I'm nitpicking, it's really not that. It's like, I'm not your friend. I want to raise you and to be the type of man that I would want to be friends with.
Yes. Yes. That's
because one day, you know, I will desire to just be able to call you and talk shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you're not the type of man I would want to be friends with, not only is it a failure on me as a parent, but it's like, man, now we gotta re-navigate.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna have to come and clean up a lot of messes in your adulthood.
You do.
I don't want to do that.
Right. You pay now, you pay later.
Real.
For sure.
Yeah.
Extra real.
Yeah.
My first introduction to you was CNN, Don Imus, nappy-headed hoes debate with Patrice O'Neal.
Oh, shit. That was Fox News.
Fox News.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Hannity and Combs. Oof. Rest in peace, Patrice.
Rest in peace, Patrice. And I was like, I don't know whose side to take in this because I love Patrice.
Me too.
But I was like, this guy's making some valid points though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm also, because I always been on some, you know, I'm raised up by people that just love blackness, love themselves, and taught me to love myself and our people. So it's like, I don't know if I could just chalk this up to comedy. That was a crazy take. This guy's making some good points. You know what I mean? But it's also like, okay, I just that's where I started trying to figure out like how to see things from two different opposing views.
Yeah, which is the opposite of cable news. Cable news is not designed for you to have nuance, to think about an issue in a multitude of ways. It's designed like pro wrestling. There's a good guy and there's a bad guy. And you rocking with one or the other. And I hated that. The Patrice O'Neal thing is funny. I always get tweets and messages from people telling me he like whooped my ass in that debate. I never went back and watched it. Partly because I'm afraid, like, if I watch it, maybe he did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't care. I try not to think about them as competitive things, especially with my brothers. But I do remember that interview well. Yeah. And I was really sad when he passed away because I really liked him. Yeah. And I really regretted something I said in that interview about him. It wasn't crazy, but I accused him of soft shoeing. Yeah. And Hannity and Combs didn't get what that meant.
Yeah, he did though. That's what turned him up. Like, oh, you gonna say the soft shoe?
Yeah, and I was new to TV.
White people,
right? And I was new to TV, and I didn't know him. I mean, I knew who he was, but I didn't understand what he was trying to say. I still think he was wrong, if I remember his argument correctly. Yeah, but
I think his angle was wrong because it's putting, and this is something that I've been discussing a lot lately, is you putting the role, the title, the adjective, the profession before the black. Yeah, it can get murky because if you're a comedian before you black, then comedy ultimately will dictate how you approach your blackness.
Yeah,
you let a certain shit slide that shouldn't slide.
Right.
You know what I mean? We seen that. We was just discussing that roast thing. It's like, I get it. Yeah, I get it. If you feel like this is comedy and this is what it is, but ain't shit funny about that.
Right. And I just want us to not find it funny. Yeah. That would deal with most of this shit. I'm not against free speech. And that was what I was trying to say to them back in the day. It was like, you can say what you want. You have a constitutional right to call somebody a nappy-headed hoe. I just want us to be so outraged by that shit that he can't stay in business.
That part.
He shouldn't be allowed. He shouldn't be excluded from the free marketplace. It should just be so bad for business to call black women nappy-headed hoes that you don't do it. It should be so bad for business that you don't make fun of trans people or poor people or whatever the thing is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, that is,
because there is some lines everybody else knows not to cross too with certain groups of people. So it's like, I want to be included in that. Don't cross that line with me, bro.
Yes, I want fucking us to be bad for business. That's all I'm saying.
That part. Yeah. That's real. I think about some newfound relevance that you found in being in a part of podcasting now.
Yeah.
But I also just to understand that, like, when I saw you in corporate news, I would stop. You know, I always make like that was always the thing. Like I want to
appreciate that.
Say, you know what I mean? But how is that? Like you when you are one of the few black people in a space like that, especially in corporate media, and especially with all the red tape around what you can and can't say, and to your point about the wrestling having to play a role, how do you mitigate that influence? Like, how did you deal with? This is my opinion, but maybe this is not the opinion I'm allowed to say. Were you pushing that line?
I was aware of what was popular to say. Mm-hmm. I just never let that dictate what I was going to say. I went on TV every day when I was at CNN and Fox with the assumption that it could be my last day at work. You know, W.E.B. Du Bois used to wear a 3-piece suit, black 3-piece. So Cornel West wears one now. And he talks about that as being like his funeral suit. Like if I died, like I'm prepared to die. You know?
Except for the worst. Yeah.
You know, but not just the worst. Because worst almost frames it as that's the wrong outcome or undesirable outcome.
Yeah.
The inevitable.
Gotcha.
We all gonna die.
Yeah. Sure.
If you tell the truth in corporate media, you're gonna get fired.
Yeah.
If you get a retirement watch at corporate media, you probably sold out.
Yeah.
You probably did something wrong. If they thank you for 50 years of service on TV, you probably fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, it's not even the worst is going to happen. It's the inevitable is going to happen.
Yeah.
And so if you keep going out there and doing that with that mindset, you'll be okay. So, you know, at Fox, it was a little bit different because they brought me out there to be not just wrestling. Because we can't think like, were y'all wrestling fans growing up?
Yeah,
of course. Yeah.
Like, we all about the same age, I think. So it wasn't like WrestleMania wrestling.
Yeah.
It wasn't Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan. No, this was like Ultimate Warrior versus Pedro Morales. This was like the Saturday wrestling where your favorite wrestler came out and whooped somebody's ass who you never saw before.
Yeah.
They wanted me to be El Conquistador. They wanted me to be the nigga that just got his ass beat by every Republican. They didn't know who I was. I was just a black dude, and I happened to have a PhD. So for them, that made it even better because I could just be a regular Republican and just whoop this guy who calls himself doctor, which I even don't do, but like that's what they were on. So when I would go out there, I was supposed to be the underdog, and then I started winning, and Bill O'Reilly got a kick out of that. That was almost like his kink. Like he liked getting his ass whooped by black people.
Yeah,
but he also had Bill O'Reilly was a phenomenally talented host, smart guy. And probably not that different politically, you'd be shocked to know maybe than us in this room on a lot of shit. So Bill liked it, but the rest of them hated that shit. And at one moment, Roger Ailes just fired me. He said I was a bad guest. They came up with other reasons, but you know that my politics were radical is what they said. They brought in Mumia, they brought in Asada, they brought in Khalid Muhammad. They brought in all these names to say he's not one of us. But the truth was, as I was told, I was just winning too many matches. I was the Washington Generals can't just come out and start East Bay motherfuckers, right? Like you got to lose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they weren't.
You was on some like 03 Detroit Pistons.
Exactly. And that's what made CNN so much better in terms of a space where I could talk. But CNN, the fault lines are different. I remember going into the 2016 election. I was Green Party. I've been a Green Party member now, quarter of a century. But when they started talking about the election, I was like, well, they were like, Mark, of course you're voting for Hillary, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, we have to have critiques of the Democratic Party, right? Take Hillary off the table because I don't want that to be a distraction. It wasn't just about the presidential race. I just had critiques of Democrats. I said, I'm a Green Party member. They didn't punish. I mean, they didn't say anything to me. I didn't get called into an office for that. I just stopped being on air. Because the silent rule is you got to be one or the other.
Yeah.
And you can't be part of any other conversation. I remember one time I did a debate with somebody, a black preacher, the black preacher from Cleveland, a nice guy, I just can't, Daryl something. We were debating Palestine before it was okay to debate Palestine. And they made it a pre-tape, which I'd never done a pre-tape on CNN before. And you know, they do pre-tapes. Nice guy. He knows a lot of things, I'm sure, just not this. You know, I beat him like a rented mule. And it never made it to air. Or they cut out significant parts of it. They stopped bringing me on to talk about Palestine. It's one of the things you can't do.
Right.
So I had to learn to answer your question, like I had to learn what the fault lines were. I had to learn what the rules were. But my solution wasn't to follow those rules. It was to just keep going till they told me I couldn't come back no more.
Right.
And that's what they did.
Yeah. Because there's a, and you know, just on a personal level, how do you find stability and security in that? Especially with this is your...
So drugs to the community.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Well,
all right. Well, say less.
Yeah,
No.
I ain't going nowhere.
Dr. Crack Dealer.
Doctor.
Get your hand to bait you right now.
Oh, you smart, huh? Hit this.
Got some for you.
I mean, what I've learned that at my most visible and my most successful, I was making a lot more money than I am now. So I had to learn to scale back.
Yeah.
But also, I have firm bases. TV, media, all that stuff is bonus.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a professor. I'm a scholar by training. That's my job. I'm a full-time professor. That ain't going nowhere. I'm tenured.
Yeah.
Y'all can't get rid of me if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And so the rest of it is just, you know, I treat it like it's going to be here until it's not.
Right.
Does it have an effect on, well, what's the initial effect with a new class? Is like Dr. Mark Lamont Hill, but also Mark Lamont Hill, the personality.
Mm-hmm.
That used to be, I used to, you know, now I teach at City University of New York Graduate Center. So I teach only PhD students.
Mm.
So that helps a lot.
Yeah.
But I've been in places where I taught undergrad and grad. And there are people who would sign up for my class thinking that they were going to get the mark that they see in a pulpit or the mark they see on Now JBP or the mark that they, you know what I mean, see on TV.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm not here to entertain you. I'm not here to put on a show for 16 weeks. When they saw that syllabus, though, that stopped all that shit. I put a book a week on, right? So if you're here for 16 weeks, you read 16 books. They're not small books. They're not pamphlets. You know what I mean? And you're going to have to write a lot. And once you see that syllabus, they're like, yeah, maybe not.
I got to lock the fuck up.
I just follow on Patreon. I just subscribe on Patreon. I'm not fuck that.
Yeah.
It's not all that.
Because I need to lock in. Yeah. Because this is the thing. Boy, if you get into crunch time with book one and you know another one coming, that's rough.
Yes.
That is rough.
Yeah. That's facts. You get through page 492 on Monday, and you got to start the next one that night.
You got to start it that night. Ain't no break.
Yeah, and I know when people didn't read.
Do you in your experience with not only corporate media but like becoming a more cultural personality now? How freeing is that? Because I think we've been able to see a lot more of your humor and, you know, the Dart Lamont Hill and these things like that, which is cool because I think intelligent people also need to be humanized in that aspect, that everything ain't like every time I talk, nigga, I'm not talking about, you know, the pitfalls of capitalism and, you know, the intersectionality of da-da-da-da. Right. It's like, yo, I'm usually not. I'm a person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that when you work corporate media, of course, there's like these boxes that you get put in, and then you get the PhD, and then you're a professor. So everybody think it's just all books all the time.
Yeah. There's something fun about being able to just be me. I've had very few media spaces where I could just be me. They were short-lived when I had them. When Black News Channel launched, I had an 8 p.m. show. That was great. I got to run the gamut. That might be the only time. The Griot, same thing. But those are kind of the only spaces where I was able to really do like both. So when Joe Budden podcast came, that gave me an opportunity to not just show these other sides, but to do it in long form. Because cable media, you're on for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Now we're on for 4 hours, 3-4 hours. So you get to really, you can't perform that long.
Yeah.
At some point, you got to be yourself. I mean, you're performing, but like, if they see you 4 times a week, 16 hours a week.
Yeah, man, it's the performance go out the window.
You got to be you.
Yeah, you got to.
They know who you are and what you're not.
Absolutely.
And so I like, there's a sense of relaxation that I get. I love talking about all the things that I care about.
Yeah.
I think sometimes people forget that I'm a professor now. It's almost the other extreme.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? why the fuck you talking about that? And I'm like, well, that's what I do. I actually know a lot about this.
Yeah.
You know.
It's actually my field right
Yeah.
now.
I actually be in my bag right now.
Right. That happens sometime now to the other extreme, but I love it. I love being able to show that. I think it's important for people to see Black people in these spaces, Black people performing different tasks, Black people thinking out loud, Black people demonstrating the life of the mind and how it can play out in all these different spaces and places.
And a spectrum of intelligence as well.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the thing, I think oftentimes we like to donate intelligence to, you know, just the books or just the, you know, we do this in our community with these extremes, book smarts or street smarts.
Yeah.
But there's also spatial intelligence. There's a multitude of forms of intelligence.
Yeah.
And the thing about the show is like, as funny as Mona is, she's just as smart.
Mona's super smart.
She's bright, man.
If y'all don't know Mona, don't call me white girl. She's smart and she's informed.
Absolutely.
That's the other thing.
That's the
you can have a great mind and not know shit.
True.
You know, and and she's one of those people who knows a lot and has a good mind. And so I always enjoy building with her. Everybody up there I enjoy building with.
Absolutely.
Everybody up there knows a lot about something.
Yeah.
And when we connect, you know, like it's like some Voltron shit. Like we were able to really do a lot. I love it.
I think it's my favorite thing because it's like we need to, you know, there's what it does in real time is tear down the mentality of acting white. Because you could be yourself in those spaces but I can't play with your mind. I know you probably one of the smartest people in every room you walk in, but in this room, not only are you just as smart, but you still get to kick it and be a nigga on some nigga shit sometimes. Like
nigga shit is my favorite shit.
Nigga shit,
you know?
That's my favorite. That was my favorite part about like Sorry to Bother You. I say that like all the time. Like nigga shit, nigga shit,
Right.
nigga shit. Because it's like what you don't understand is like in the micro, these are how like these conversations get built. Around a multitude of people from a spectrum of intelligence and from the dumbest to the brightest. And the information is transferred to raise everybody at once. Like sometimes I need to take a perspective from somebody that don't know as much about this as me, just to see how they feel about it from a raw perspective. Yeah.
That's exactly right. And experience matters. So there are people who may not have read all the studies on an issue, but they've experienced the thing in a certain way.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that experience matters. How you make sense of or how you navigate something matters, and it informs the theory, and it creates helps you create more theory. So I don't want to be like, oh, I've read every book on poor people, so I'm gonna tell poor people how they should feel about this new policy.
Yeah,
that's silly.
If you haven't experienced poverty,
exactly,
like, the book really actually will do you some injustice because the experience is. That's
the best teacher.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Well, it's a great teacher, but then at the same time, you know, just because you are really, really poor doesn't mean you have all the answers to fixing public policy, right?
Right.
Because sometimes you're too close to it.
Yeah.
You know, and so
and then it'll get personalized where it's like, well, this is the best solution for me in my situation, but not poverty overall.
That's right.
That makes
right. So you always want to balance that. And historically, I think we've created these kind of intellectual divisions of labor where we don't think Black people have the ability to theorize and to think and to come up with big ideas. The best we'll do is listen to the story, and then we'll let someone. So it's like white people bring theory, Black people bring experience. So when you think about like who writes the history books, who writes the philosophy, but we'll read some slave narratives.
Yeah.
But then someone else will tell us how to make sense of them. And part of what we have to do is say Black people can theorize and philosophize too, number one, but also we have to find deeper meaning in the experience. Black people ain't just storytelling. We're offering stories.
Yeah.
But we're also offering theory. We're offering philosophy. When all those things your grandmama and your great-grandmama said, all them stories, all them expressions, all the Bible pullouts and all that stuff has deeper meaning. They're not just these phrases that we use to distract us from the world. They help us make sense of the world.
Hell yeah.
You know, all that shit matters.
Yeah. My personal experience, even through deconstructing religion, was utilizing some religious text to make sense of shit that I was going through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's, and I think that's the part where shit get lost is like, deconstructing means something doesn't mean throwing it away. It's like literally deconstructing, like take it apart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, so you figure out what's going on with you. I'm gonna say this just to be quite honest. I do take credit for you getting a job at the JPP.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna tell you why.
I gotta hear this.
I'm gonna tell
Thank you, though.
Yeah, for sure. You're welcome. You know what I mean? I'm doing what I can. I was like, yo, as we was coming up, you know, it was Joe-ish. It was the original crew before you and Mona came on.
Right.
And so we hit in the streets with like this raw, intelligent, street political. And so I was like, you know, it's the biggest podcast out. And then I'm blazing right now. Yeah. And then when they got you, I was like, man, they got him out there so he could compete with me, man.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
He was killing it.
You see what I'm saying?
He was killing it.
Yes. Type shit.
I just said,
in that moment, it was like, it's nothing else like that on the market.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so
it wasn't.
I'm on niggas' heels. I know I am.
I was watching all the clips.
When they hired you, I was like, nigga trying to neutralize me. Nigga went and got the nigga with the PhD on me, man.
Man, this PhD don't mean nothing, man. They give him out all the time. But
go down for the PhD.
From what I hear.
Yeah.
But
look, honorary motherfucker. Yeah.
Whatever it is, you know. But I think it's dope. I think it actually expanded the space even more because people like you made it cool to be not just smart, but to have a progressive politics, to have a progressive gender politics.
Yeah.
Without, even though they use this word way too much, without pandering.
For sure.
Without being disingenuous. And without, like, not being a nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're quite niggers.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
And that's the idea. You can do those things. And I think that makes a window into a better politics, whatever that looks like for people, more accessible.
Yeah.
Because basically it's like, before people thought, in order to be progressive, I gotta be that dude over there, whoever that dude is. It wasn't who they thought, right? Now they see you and they go, I could be him.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be him.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't have to choose between having a humane vision of the world and being myself or being cool or being whatever. So when I watched you, I was excited.
Performance, you know what I mean?
That's the point.
That is, because I think the thing is like, when I looked at, this is what actually started me making content. I'm driving trucks and it's like full time. These are also conversations I'm having anyway. I exhaust the minds of the people that was in my life. They was like, please.
Hey, get this nigga a camera and a mic.
Please find somebody else to like my wife would be like, bro, this is over my head, bro. Like, she said, you can't wake me up and like, yo, you know what I just realized? She's like, I don't want to know. Right. Please make content, please. And then, but what it was is like, oh, okay. This is what it means to be a liberal. This is what it means to be a Democrat. This is a progressive. Yeah. This is the male feminist. It's like y'all have these archetypes of how y'all doing things. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you know, even down to the way a nigga dress sometimes. It's like, oh, okay. So, you know, blue hair barista, Democrat. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, you got the Nazi cut with the suit, Richard Spencer style, Republican. It's like, oh, y'all have created like cookie cutter ways of like identity and like just identifying with politics. Like, I don't have to show up any certain way to support trans women. I show up just like this.
Yeah.
And I'm not backing down from that shit. And I'm not also lying. I'm dead ass. And I was like, oh, y'all playing. And I was like, I'm a truck driver. I work like, I'm gonna just show up how I am. Cause like, I don't got time to play with these niggas and this game that they doing over. Mm-hmm. And I know that because I was like able to do and cut through with that it's gonna give the next person permission to just be themselves and have this. Because when you are performing, hey man, nobody want to go to a show that lasts all day.
You ain't lying.
You see what I'm saying?
That's good. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you get exhausted with the performance, people gonna find out who you really are. Mm-hmm. And then you crash and burn.
Yeah.
Or you just find a new grift. But
which is what some people do.
That's what they do. But I think for like, I'm informed by people like you, but also I always take notes from things like this. Like, man, he on the fucking corporate news saying this shit. So when I don't see him no more, it's like, I know why I don't see this nigga no more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like, but it was also good to see you on the JBP because it's like, that's needed in those spaces too. Because
I love talking to them.
Yeah.
Not just my brothers and sister who were up on the couches with
but their audience.
But the audience. I wasn't talking to black men before. You know, the people who watch Fox News a little bit.
Uh-huh.
You know, that demographic. The people who watch CNN a little bit. When I was on VH1, I was doing some other, you know, it was a different kind of show. But here, the brothers who I'm in barbershops with, who I would be on basketball courts with if I could still run, you know what I mean? The people who I see around the way, like, those are people who watch this, and now I have access to them.
Yes.
They have access to me. We're in conversation with each other. That's such a blessing, man. I wouldn't trade that for anything. I always tell people, if CNN called me right now and said, come back, you know, we'll match your salary, we'll do it, I wouldn't go nowhere near cable news. Not just because it's dying, but because that's not who I want to be talking to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Conversely, if you'd asked me I left CNN in 2018, that shit. If you asked me 10 years ago, would you want to leave this to do a podcast? I would have been like, fuck no. Right? Because I couldn't see it.
Right.
Right.
Now I see it.
Yeah, but there's also this segmented way of presenting black entertainment as it literally needs to be entertaining in the sense that weed out the intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Dumb it down, make it accessible to the least read person, and almost like we don't even want well-read people to be watching this. This ain't for them.
Right.
That's what CNN is for.
Yeah.
And when you do it like that, then you diverge people from like actually having a conversation that they're both mutually involved in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
And so like, even with the pod, it's like, well, I'm not signing to this company or that company. I'm gonna just keep it independent because I don't need you to ever suggest to me that there's something to change.
Exactly.
Because there ain't.
That's it.
Because I'm being myself. I have like literally the best job in the world.
You do.
You know what I mean?
No one's ever going to call you in an office and say, a little less on this or a little more on
Oh,
Yeah.
bro.
That's happened to me in a couple jobs I had. And, you know.
And that's a tough conversation for you because now you have to deal with like, man, like your own individualism and like your morals, and it's like, fuck, like how do I toe the line? And you know, to the point of the beginning of the show, you know, you have adult children. So at some point, these were teenagers and they have needs.
Yes.
They need stability.
Yeah.
And
I had to pay that college tuition.
See what I'm saying? And
That was my biggest fear, you know, was like, you know, I got fired from CNN when my daughter was a freshman in high school, I believe. And she was at a school with a tuition, an independent school. So it was like, I got to figure this shit out.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got back on the track, some people in my ear like, yo, nigga, I know how you feel about whatever the thing might be, Palestine, billionaires, whatever. But you got people who need you and who are dependent on you. My father, I had to pay, you know, for his nursing home as he was dying. You know, my mother went blind suddenly, and I got to pay for her. You know, there are all these things happening, and people who need me, and at some point, their vulnerability, in a very human and immediate way, has to be weighed against the needs of people who are sort of abstract in some way.
Yeah.
You know, like I care about guys, I also care about my mom.
Yeah.
And you got to make those choices.
Yeah.
Or at least you think you do.
Yeah.
And so it was always a challenge.
And individual priority, you know, often is going to take the front seat to things because it's like, man, this is a real live experience, and like I am personally affected by this. I you know, objectively, I can. What's going on in Gaza is disgusting, and it does affect me emotionally. But this is my fucking mother.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is, and I agree with that, and the challenge is when it's time to take a courageous position, there's always a thing at stake that's personal and immediate.
Absolutely.
And there's always a reason not to do it.
Absolutely.
Like as a professor, there are people who used to say, they say it like this too. They start whispering, I support you on Palestine, but I'm not tenured. As soon as I get tenure, I'll start saying something like this. Then they get tenure. Yes, but I need to be promoted to full professor.
It's always going to be.
Then it's, I need an endowed chair. Oh, I need this grant money. Oh, I want to be dean because then I could change things from the inside. And before you know it, they've had a 30-year career. They've got all the accoutrement of the academy and they ain't said a word.
Yeah, nothing.
Right.
Yeah. So there's always a reason to be cowardly.
Absolutely.
That doesn't mean that we shouldn't be tactical and strategic.
Yeah.
But we have to balance those two.
The
things.
cowardice is incentivized too.
Yes.
It's like, man, if you not saying anything is a lot more beneficial.
Yeah.
It's not in a big scheme of things.
It's a reason. Van Jones, I won't say no disrespect to Van Jones. I mean some disrespect. Van Jones is still on CNN. He's talented.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is he more talented than the people who left? Maybe, maybe not. But I think taking the positions he's taken toward Donald Trump, toward the Israeli apartheid state, that's why he's still there.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why we not.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, there's a reason. If our open enemies hate us and love you, that's the telling piece here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think about this all the time, and this is just like the abstract way that I view things, is that this is an example, but it's also very relevant. Like Stephen A. Smith signs this great deal with ESPN.
Yeah.
Unprecedented deal. Mm-hmm. And then you wonder why the niggas start talking like that. Like it's, hey man,
no choice.
How you gonna keep the job?
Yeah.
Hey, this is a monumental deal.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? You finna make some monumental sacrifices too.
You know,
because that whole IQ thing was crazy.
Yeah, that was
what was the IQ thing?
Donald Trump was talking about. Stephen A. been like
calling people low IQ, and he called Stephen A. low IQ.
Yeah, yeah.
How does Stephen A. respond?
He's still on board.
Oh, wow.
And you would think that Stephen A. This is absolutely despicable. Right. You got me fucked up, nigga.
Right.
That's what I want him to say. That's what I want.
He can't do that.
That on Stephen A. is, you know what I mean? It's like, the thing is and we all have our personal stake in the game. And it's like, shit, nigga, what I want to say versus what I know is going to happen if I do.
Mm. So I've known Stephen A. a long time. My take on him, a little different, not totally different, but a little different. I think he believes what he says. I think that he's just actually conservative.
Yeah.
I think that on sports media, one, that's good for business, right? Most of ESPN don't really want radicals and progressives, right? They want people who will be lean toward the NASCAR crowd as well.
For sure.
And so I think he's always been that, not red hat conservative, but like kind of regular Sunday black church conservative.
Oh, for sure.
You know.
And with age, man, that thing just starts to
Yo, I had to check myself. A couple family members to ask me for money. Like, how hard are you working?
Yeah.
Are you willing to delay your gratification? You know.
You know what I'm saying? You need to stop getting Starbucks every day.
Yeah, exactly. Right, exactly.
Yo, boomer take, but like, yo, my nigga.
Don't get me started with it.
Not 500.
Right. Yo, dead ass.
I got 50 for you before.
Yeah, 500.
Like, what we doing?
Yeah.
Where's your bootstraps?
Yo.
Where's your bootstraps is correct.
So I think Stephen A. is being genuine and sincere. I just think now that the deal is signed.
Yeah, for sure.
He's a lot more comfortable, and they're a lot more comfortable.
Yeah.
Allowing him to do that.
It's a tenure.
Yes, that's exactly right. And because his views align more with some of those bosses than ours do, the runway is over. Believe me, if his beliefs were to dismantle capitalism and to free Mumia Abu-Jamal and to liberate the land of Palestine, they wouldn't be like, oh,
he could be on FS1, man.
Shit.
If that. I think be on ESPNU.
Right.
At 1:30 in the morning. It's 1:30 to 1:45. Exactly. Stephen A. Smith.
Right.
Nigga don't even have time to articulate a thought.
Exactly.
It's 2 commercials.
Yeah, man. It's a nasty game out here.
It is, man. And I think the thing is that the more, the earlier mature, like you there is some maturation that comes with how you perceive the world, of understanding why people make the compromises and sacrifices they make. Because it's like, here's the thing. I'm not angry, nigga. I get it.
Oh, yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
I got 3 kids, nigga. The thing is, it's like, it would make sense to sign to a bigger corporate media deal and just, you know what I mean, just skate. Yeah. But
with your talent, if you decided tomorrow that you wanted to be a right wing. I mean, hardcore.
My nigga.
Do you know how much money we would have?
My nigga. Oh, I'm busting down with
you got to. I'll be your co-host. We started out together.
They gonna say, God damn, them niggas got ungodly money. They got Mark and Deontay and what?
They got face like they on the money.
Yo,
like that nigga.
No, but listen, what you don't understand is I'm gonna be on some rapper shit. I'm gonna be sitting on the money. The Right Wing Niggas podcast.
Oh my God.
Man, what?
The line is shorter over there.
The background, you know how I got all that art in my background? Mm-hmm. It's just gonna be red pills everywhere. Yeah, nigga, American flags.
Yep. They line is shorter.
Listen, bro. It's the entry. Yeah, the entry. Like it's kind of low key entry level.
Go turn on. I give you that.
This is not difficult to do.
No. Look at any of these mainstream out. Look at like Rachel Maddow. Rachel Maddow has a fucking PhD in political science from like Oxford or Cambridge, one of them two.
Yeah.
Sean Hannity has a high school diploma. Like, you don't have to be as talented on that side. I'm not saying none of them. Yes, there's plenty of very smart right wingers. Yeah. But if you can get that side of the aisle riled up, they don't care so much about being informed. And if you black, I mean, look at the black leftists. Look at the kind of degrees. My sister Brianna Joy Gray went to fucking Harvard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers have major degrees. Amanda Seals has a master's degree from Columbia University. Motherfuckers got major degrees. Angela Rye has a law degree. You know what I'm saying? Like, then you look on the right and look at their blacks.
Hey,
they went like barber college.
Man.
With the barber school.
Fucking ICDC and shit. It's like, but the line is so short, they don't care. You just got to say the thing that they want said.
Barber school, CNN.
You sitting at home all day. Anyway. You ain't doing nothing. And that nigga. Nigga, what you doing? No, fuck school. Nigga, right wing.
Right.
Pick up that red hat and pick up some wings on the way, nigga. You gonna fly.
Yeah.
Fact.
You know what I mean? The thing is like, oh man, like just the access point to that is just so simple. Mm-hmm. To the point where people don't understand how infuriating it is to be intelligent right now. It's infuriating. It's like, y'all niggas don't believe the shit y'all saying. Y'all just, it's like a gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. It's a performance gig.
It fucking sucks, but it's like, I'm not above understanding it.
Yeah, because it's tempting. You see the, like you said, you see the play, you see the logic, and it's tempting to believe that the world is as simple as they need it to be for their points to make sense.
Yeah.
You know, the jobs are leaving because of those Mexicans. You know, all of our values are gone because of those trans. Oh my God,
and you don't even have to explain yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just easy.
It's so stupid. Oh my God.
And that is a reflection of how dumb it is, how easy it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I get an extreme amount of gratification from doing it the way that I do it. And I also I'm looking at you niggas. Y'all look miserable.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You came in today, I mean, bright eye. You know,
I'm happy.
47-year-old back, but bright eye.
Right, exactly.
You look good.
Yeah.
You look happy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're going through the emotions of the regular human every day that we all gonna deal with some form of grief or stress or whatever. But like, you ain't looking like you in the fucking sunken place.
Yeah.
No. These niggas rough.
They dead in the eyes, man.
Ooh.
They definitely the sunken place.
Yeah.
Them niggas got nigga hit them with the MIB.
Yeah.
Bing.
Don't remember nothing.
Yo, this is a little nigga turn these niggas into the Manchurian candidates. This Stephen A. still start talking online, be like LeBron, LeBron James, and then he'll be like. And shout out to Donald Trump. Oh shit, we got him.
Yeah.
He's back, baby.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I'm not. Even the thing is like to be that dumb. In a sense, requires some level of intelligence to know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
You know what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For most of them.
For most of them.
There's exceptions. There's like the Jesse Lee Petersons of the world.
Yeah, that nigga right there, man.
Yeah,
God
he's
damn.
special. He's special.
They walked him in off the street.
Yo, for real. But
that nigga was somewhere on the corner just saying dumb. They was like, oh,
come on.
He'll do. Come on.
Oh, boy, do we have a topic.
They just lucky day. You got something for you.
Listen, here's my thing. DC Young Fly is not the person that is just tries to be overtly intelligent, even though you know he's a smart young man.
Mm-hmm.
And then he get on there and just make a fool out of him. And this dude, he don't care. He just babbling, dog.
Yeah.
And it's like I was so happy to see DC handle him the way it is, because you don't deserve to sit down with like a PhD. Like get clowned.
Yeah.
This is what you need. You need to get clowned. And it still won't change you.
Yeah.
Damn.
You know what I mean? I'm interested in this. I was thinking about this. The same. Are you from Philly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Born and raised.
Mm-hmm.
Same year you was born is like the infamous standoff between the police and the MOVE group.
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah. So
there's 78 and then there's 84, 85, excuse me.
80 with the bombing.
The bombing, right.
How much noise was the MOVE group making in Philly though?
So the Powhatan Village group, which was the one in the 70s, they were gaining traction. People knew who they were. Obviously, that's before my time. But by the 80s, people knew who they were. My cousin, she's really like my aunt, but because of age differences. But she lived on Osage Avenue where the bombing happened.
Mm.
She was very familiar with them.
Okay.
The family was very familiar with them. John Africa's movement had been growing. Part of it was that the media was creating a scare campaign. So every time you turned on the TV, you heard about the MOVE organization. Every time you watched it, opened the daily newspaper, you heard about the MOVE organization. It was always in a negative light. So I grew up scared of MOVE. When I would watch the TV images, I remember my first nightmare as a kid was MOVE.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It was. And then over time, we learned the truth. The community, the grassroots always knew the truth. But those of us regular, people just living our lives, we didn't know. We thought, those are the crazy people. Those are those bad people.
Mm.
Then you get to know Pam Africa. You get to know Ramona Africa. You get to know, Mike Africa and so forth. And you understand what they were trying to do and who they were trying to be. And whether you agree with their philosophy or not is irrelevant. The idea that the mayor, a black mayor,
Mm-hmm.
by the way, dropped a bomb on a residential house in the middle of a major city is insane.
It's insane.
Crazy.
Yeah. And burnt up a block like
yeah.
this place, like tens of families.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And in the middle of a major American city. The second bomb dropped, and it just so happened to always
Be on black
drop on black people, right?
Yep.
But I mean, and the second bomb dropped on this land is what I mean.
Yeah, I know
But
what you mean.
when I watched Let the Fire, 2014 was a crazy year for me because I'm at the peak of my deconstruction, but I'm also not just trying to go into another ideology. So I'm just taking things.
What ideology were you in?
So because I was raised Christian,
You were like deep in the church.
gravitated. Well, because I come up in the street, I reject everything, and then it's like, well, I want to change my life. What will my grandma do? I go get baptized. I give my life to Jesus, and then I keep it pushing.
Mm-hmm.
But after the high of redemption wears off, it's like, shit, man. Like I don't really fuck with this like that. I still got some of the same
I
questions.
got questions, right?
Yeah, before I got in that water.
Yeah.
I thought those questions was gonna go away. Obviously, it's not the devil, nigga. It's something wrong here.
Right.
And so it took me a few years to just get comfortable with just being like, I'm not a Christian. And then as you seek alternative ideologies or just new information and things that like was shunned, like, before it's like any information outside of that Bible is the devil.
Right.
So then once I got willing to accept new information, I stumbled upon the Let the Fire Burn documentary, and like, I'm in tears, nigga, because it's like, there was women and children in there.
Mm-hmm.
Now the American morality is always no women and children,
Right.
but because it's black women and children, that morality goes out.
Because they're not humans.
They're not human.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when I started realizing, like, oh, this is what they trying to keep me from.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. That's what they want to keep you from. Because it doesn't fit into the American narrative of blamelessness, of innocence. This idea of American innocence is central to American empire. we have the moral high ground. We don't make mistakes, and when we, on the rare occasion that we do, we correct them.
Yeah.
You know?
And come on, guys, look at them. Look at how they living.
Exactly.
These people are fucking savages.
Exactly.
Now, what you're not gonna say is like they was breaking up the urban environment to make a natural environment there, and they was feeding themselves, and they were comfortable with rejecting vanity because I don't have to be dressed up to the nines to earn and deserve respect.
That's right.
And we know the fucking law.
Right.
So you can't just take me to court because I'm gonna walk circles around you.
Yeah.
It was a powerful movement that they was making.
Absolutely.
And
which is why they had to shut it down.
Which is why I had to shut it down.
Yeah.
And I want to think about this in comparison to you growing up in Philadelphia and then having a PhD in urban education. Does growing up in an environment like that lend to you wanting to pursue that?
No. It's a good question. I wanted to pursue a PhD because I wanted to understand the world differently. But it was always in the kind of Africana tradition, which sort of instructed that the knowledge had to be useful for something.
Gotcha.
You know, like it wasn't enough to just get the degree. I need to be able to think about how to fix some things, how to leave the world better than I found it. And so, you know, I started a doctoral program thinking about education in a very particular way. And then I moved to a different doctoral program and said, you know, I want to think about this I'm an anthropologist by training. So I said, I want to think about this sort of anthropologically. I want to think about culture. I want to think about systems. I want to think about practices. I want to think about how people navigate the world and make sense of the world, but how it connects to education. So all that's happening. And as I'm going through the program, I'm thinking about the people I grew up with. I'm thinking about the people who I knew and their relationship to education. Specifically, I think about the kids that could work in the corner store, count change without a register. I think about the drug dealers I knew that could, they didn't want to walk around with calculators. But when they got to school, suddenly they weren't strong math students. I think about the kids who would, I mean, you got kids too, right? You said 17,
I got
right?
17,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, think about all the texting they do.
Yeah.
I mean, the number of text messages that kids send just in a week is far more than the amount of writing we used to do on a day-to-day basis. Who were we writing to when we were teenagers? We were writing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We just weren't writing.
Yep.
So when we say these kids have a literacy issue, or these kids are struggling readers or struggling writers, sometimes it's not that they're struggling readers, struggling writers. It's that the way that they engage text is different than how school expects you to.
Thank you.
And so and then there's just the labels in general,
Yeah.
you know, at risk. What does that mean, right? We're all at risk.
At risk of what?
Yeah, risk of what?
And that's the thing. If you just leave it at that, at risk, and you don't ask of what,
right,
then you could just push them to the side.
Exactly. To be human is to be at risk, right?
Sure, yeah.
To be in love is to be at risk.
Everything is at risk.
Everything is a risk.
But we frame those kids in that way, and that sets parameters of how we can understand them, how we can see who they are. So the same kid that's singing solos in the church choir or getting his purple belt in karate or, whatever the talent might be, that same kid who I knew around the way, who was funny and charming, he could fight, he could, whatever the thing was, that kid comes to school and he's just at risk. She's just a behavior problem. She's just a struggling reader.
Yeah.
Right? And so there was such a gap between who I knew Black people to be and who I knew Black children to be and who school knew them to be, that I said, something's wrong here.
Yeah, for sure.
And it ain't the kids.
Right.
So I wanted to study systems
Gotcha.
to try to make sense of the how and the why we got to this place that there's such a big gap. Because the gap forecloses on possibilities. The way you approach somebody that's at risk is different than the way you approach somebody who's at promise, right? The way you approach somebody, I'll tell you one quick story. I remember being a teacher, and I remember as a high school teacher, my first year, like I would go into the teacher's lounge, and in the teacher's lounge, that's where you vent. That's where you talk about shit, and it'd be like, oh, Jamal, man, fuck Jamal. You know what I mean? Jamal whooped my ass first period. And then I was like, oh yeah, I got Jamal third, man. And then we all telling stories about how fucked up Jamal is, Then some teacher been to 30. I taught Jamal's mom. She wasn't shit, right? And suddenly all these conversations are happening about Jamal. And then there's this teacher who likes Jamal and sees some talent, or who hasn't met Jamal yet.
Right.
But before you even meet Jamal, the story of Jamal has been told. And so do I approach Jamal as somebody who can learn? Or do I approach Jamal as somebody, look, just stay in the seat, don't get up, don't fight.
You approach him as a problem.
Exactly. Yeah. And so if you approach him as a problem, then
he's a problem.
He's a problem.
Yep.
And so school and the world has scripts for Black people, Black boys, Black girls, about who we and what we are.
Yeah. And
it's always framing us as that's the Du Boisian question from 1903, right? And Souls of Black folk. How does it feel to be a problem? Right?
God damn.
If we begin as a problem and the framework is that we're a problem, and politically we're framed as a problem, right? What do we do with these people? How do we fix these people?
It's always something they're trying to solve.
There's something, right? We're the thing that is to be solved.
Yeah.
Right? Or mastered or controlled or dominated.
Yeah.
Right? And so if that's the framework, then we're always going to be behind the 8 ball. So for me, the life of the mind, the reason I pursue academic ideas, the reason I pursue anything like this is specifically to use your word, deconstruct the systems themselves and the narratives themselves and the frameworks themselves, not to deconstruct Black children.
No.
Not to deconstruct Black people, but to say, what is it about the world that we begin from this place? And what would the world look like if the world could be otherwise?
Right.
So I'm always trying to imagine the world that is not yet.
Yes.
I'm an abolitionist. I'm trying to imagine, what does a world without prisons look like? What does a world look like where we don't ask who did it and why, but instead who was harmed and how do we make them whole? Right? If we change the framework and the approach, everything opens up.
Yeah. Yep.
Everything opens up.
When we're doing our shows, the show that I'm running now, I've formulated a lecture / comedy / because I formulated like a comedy set.
Yeah.
But it's because I have like this idea of like accept America as a corporation and then resign from it. And what I tell people is that you have never imagined a reality for yourself.
Yeah.
There's no Black reality in your mind.
No.
The Black reality that you exist in is in the minds of white people.
Yep.
And you accept it. So you try to navigate it instead of trying to imagine a reality for yourself. And because that is like a leap of freedom. Like
it is.
You know what I mean? That is an act of rebellion and revolutionary and all these different things. It's just to say, you know what? I don't accept your reality.
Yep. And to be able to but first you have to know that you're in someone else's reality.
And which is why I take you down this pathway of corporation. You in a corporation. Hey, nigga, you work for a corporation.
Yeah.
By accepting their reality, you work for them. And resign.
Yep. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
And I think, and it's heavy because I know when I'm pondering on this shit, I'm like, man, I wonder if this is going to be received well. But also, I don't give a fuck. Because, nigga, I'm receiving it. Like, if this is the thing that came to me to say, if this was been put on my mind, then that's the thing I got to go with. And it's been received so well. But it's also like, Black people need to be told in some instance, like, you can imagine a reality for yourself, bro.
Yes.
You have all of the skills, you have all of the will, and you have all of the faculties to create that for yourself.
Yeah. And it's not out of reach.
No, it's not out of reach. It's not out of reach at all. But you that's where the radical imagination comes.
Yeah.
You have to be able to imagine worlds that are not yet.
Yeah.
Futures that are not yet. Selves that are not yet.
That and
it's hard.
To your point, though, that is what our ancestors were doing as they were enslaved.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not gonna die because I need to live to be able to just to show you, like, nigga, you ain't gonna kill me.
Right.
Because one day there's gonna be a child that's not gonna be born in these chains.
Right.
And that's why I'm staying alive.
Right.
Because I could keep running away until you kill me, or I could stay here. And I'm going to deal with this brutality, but I'm going to deal with it with my great-grandchild in mind that they won't be born into these chains. And it's reality.
Yeah.
Sure.
Now we got a little change. We got change around our mind, but we can break those too.
Absolutely.
And we in the process of doing it.
Absolutely. I think figuring out what freedom looks like, having a template for freedom and a model of freedom is important. Because if there's a book by Paulo Freire, The Pedagogy of the Oppressed, and in this book, Paulo Freire, says, and everybody should read Pedagogy of the Oppressed. It's a dense read, but it's an important read. He says to the oppressed, to be is to be like, and to be like is to be like the oppressor. So our very model of existence, the only way we know how to be human is to be like them. And so our vision of freedom, think about Bill Cosby. I mean, that's the great example, right?
Okay.
The great and the worst example, right? When people were talking about Bill Cosby, the people who were defending Bill Cosby were often saying, why aren't they going after, name somebody, Matt Lauer or Harvey Weinstein, whatever. But those people weren't calling for Harvey Weinstein to be treated like Bill Cosby. They were calling for Bill Cosby to be treated like Harvey Weinstein.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because their vision, again, the vision of freedom and humanity and liberation was to be as unchecked, as unaccountable, as heterosexual, cisgendered white men.
Exactly.
Powerful, rich white men.
Yeah.
Because in this...
Let me get away with brutality.
Yeah.
Right. Because to be is to be like, and to be like is to be like our oppressor. So the freedom dream has to change. And until the freedom dream changes, then we're going to stay locked in this space.
Yes.
Because we're still playing by their rules.
Right. Yeah. I tell people all the time, like, I've said this on a podcast numerous amount of times. Bro, you're like, what you're doing is like, you're not trying to get off a plantation. What you're doing is trying to maneuver your way to the whip.
Right.
So you could swing that bitch. But that ain't your whip.
Right.
Why you want that? Like, you see what it done to you.
Right.
Why would you even want that? What you should want is for the people who hold the whip and the mind that made the whip to die.
Yes. Yeah. Right. That's a different freedom dream. There's a
not only kill the person swinging it, but kill the mind that made the whip.
Right. Why do we need a whip?
Yeah.
Right. Like, those start to be the questions.
Yeah.
And then everything changes because now the relations of power change, the relations of oppression change, such that there aren't any. That's what you want.
Yes.
So, when I think about the liberation struggles of the 50s and the 60s and the 70s on the continent of Africa and around the world, there were some people who wanted to nation build. But to build a nation was to have a ruling class, a dominating class, and a dominated class. We were replicating the conditions of capitalism. We were going to replicate the colonial condition, right? There's a book called, it's by Adom Katachu, and it's called World Making After Empire. And what she's saying is, for people like Kwame Nkrumah, the idea wasn't to nation build, it was to world make. It was to say that we don't have to build nations that are replicated after our oppressors and our open enemies, but instead we can create worlds that are not yet. We can create worlds that are organized around different things. So there's not always somebody who's dominated and someone, right? We don't always need winners and losers.
Right, yeah.
Right? We don't always need oppressors and oppressed. That doesn't have to be our future. But then we have to start thinking about some things. And we got to start sacrificing some things.
True that.
Because if you are of the ruling class, you got to give some of that shit back.
Bingo.
Everybody want to go to heaven. Don't nobody want to die. Right?
Hey.
At some point, you got to be willing to let this stuff go.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's me too.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that niggas think that like you'll forget that.
Yeah.
Because when I'm telling people this and I'm on stage, I'm like, hey, me too.
Right.
I need to imagine a better reality as well.
Yeah.
I'm not just speaking to you. I'm speaking to myself as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If this idea of like materialism, like I'm just as materialistic as y'all niggas too.
And he's up, y'all. He is
chill.
I'm trying to tell you. When we change all this shit, when the revolution comes, this nigga's giving up a lot of shit.
Giving it up?
Giving it up.
Oh, it's gonna go.
Oh, it's gone. And the thing is like, I ain't tripping.
Right.
Because the thing is like, the system, it incentivizes and rewards individuality.
Yes.
And I would give it all up for a community. Because I don't need it if I have a community.
That's right.
Nigga, I tell people all the time, Poverty in Jamaica and poverty in America is two different things.
Fact.
Because in Jamaica, everybody in your neighborhood don't have shoes. So you not having shoes don't matter. In America, if I don't got shoes, a nigga will drive past me in a Bentley.
Yeah.
That'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And that's and Jamaicans, I'm not talking, I'm just an example. But you know what I'm saying? Just anything where it's like, if we're all experiencing poverty, then we ain't poor.
Right. Well,
I mean, we are, but like just.
I understand what you're saying. The contrast.
It's the mentality of like how people in Appalachia live. Like, we don't need the government because we have each other.
Yeah.
And we all ain't got shit, but we got everything.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Thinking collectively is the key.
Thinking collectively. Like, I don't, yeah, but like, what, like, if I build a community where everything is in walking distance, then you can have a Rolls Royce. I don't need it.
Right.
It's not necessary. And from an anthropological standpoint, knowing how you came to be, like how you grew up in a cult and shit like that, or was been deemed as a cult now, is that how do things go from empowering the collective, and then when it starts empowering the collective, it goes to empowering the individual? Is because to be is to what you said.
Be like, right.
It takes the same path, even if it starts empowering people.
Right.
Why does it funnel down? Is because the mentality, even the ideology, is still rooted in this structure.
Yeah.
It hasn't rooted in a structure outside. And what it does is recreate powerful ideologies from the past.
Yeah.
But it puts them here.
Yep.
And that shit can't exist here.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, as long as there's capitalism, we're going to see wide amounts of human suffering, wide amounts of human inequality, wide amounts of environmental destruction, wide amounts of racism. All these things are rooted in the existence of a class-defending state. Yes. And so our very ideologies are rooted in that. It permeates every aspect of our being.
Yeah.
And we have to be willing to dismantle that.
Absolutely. Like at the cost of a multitude of children being enslaved to a mine in the Congo, I don't need an EV then.
Yeah. Right.
Like, if that's the cost.
Right.
You know, you either find an alternative source to human suffering, or you don't get the final product.
Yeah.
It just is what it is.
And that's okay.
And that's okay. Because what that does is put the brain to work and recreate what the possibilities are. You're gonna find an alternative. We always do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, the thing is like, once it became okay to have human suffering as an alternative, then the creativity gets killed. I'll just get someone else to do it, no matter what they have to go through.
That's right.
And then if I'm not directly affected, or, you know, I could just put it in the back of my mind, like, yeah, I got the Apple phone and whoop, whoop, whoop. And I just put that in the back of my mind that I don't have to think about the manufacturing process.
You don't have to think about any of it. It's not our problem. It's not our business, and it's not our problem.
Bingo.
And we have to return to the idea that it is our business.
Our business.
And it is our problem.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful conversation, but I'm just getting to know who you are. I know who you are, but I'm learning who you are more. We sped past. You said he was in a cult?
Yeah. Where you from?
I'm from Atlanta.
Okay, so how old are you?
I'm 37.
Oh, you're a little too young for these guys. That's why I'm asking.
Okay.
Because there was a big presence. So there's an organization that was called Ansar Pir Sufi that became the Ansar Law Community. They were here in New York, in Bushwick, on Bushwick Avenue, for a long time. They were also in Philadelphia, where I grew up. They were in other places. They were a Muslim organization. They later transitioned into Nubian Islamic Hebrews.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Dr. York, the Holy Tabernacle.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So they were in Atlanta.
They were, yeah.
In fact, we had a store. I ran the store on MLK in West End.
Okay.
And then another store on MLK, but out of West End. And then I also worked in Edgewood.
Edgewood.
Yeah, Edgewood Avenue, Little 5 Points. All this. You know, I used to vend in front of Lenox train. I used to sleep in front of Lenox train station.
Okay.
And I had started reading the books and being involved when I was in my teens, and kind of rocked out through the time I went to Morehouse, and then dropped out, and then was still there.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was an organization I was a part of, and it was part of my journey toward knowledge of self.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You know, I did a lot of reading. I came up on 5% lessons. I came up on Supreme Wisdom. I came up on, you know, I was trying to read and consume every bit of information I could find because I was trying to, make sense of the world. And I was trying to imagine different worlds and different possibilities.
Right.
I was trying to figure out how we could get free.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out who I was.
Okay.
And it was beautiful. And also problematic and dangerous, like all organizations.
Like everything.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, that's I cult is, you know, this is a culture. You know what I mean? It's culture.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know,
I mean,
negative connotation.
I think most religions are cults.
No, they are.
Really, I mean, almost by
I think
definition.
the thing that makes it a religion is the just popularity.
Yeah, you got good publicists.
Yeah.
And
They are crazy.
Yeah.
He are crazy. And nigga Jesus got that.
Yo, you got this shit
You
down.
got it on lock, so.
That
Yeah.
Good pubs.
PR.
Yeah.
Have you ever talked to? I know it's like random, but it is extremely accessible for you. Have you ever talked to like 21 Savage about this? Because he grew up in the same.
Yeah, he was a kid on what we call the land when I was there. I didn't know him, obviously. I believe I knew his mother. I believe I knew his mother at the time. When I see the photos, I'm like, she looks familiar to me. Not to like know her, to like have like deep conversations, because men and women didn't even engage like that. And I was very young. I was still a teenager.
Right.
But no, I have to answer your question. No, I haven't, but I'd like to.
Yeah.
There's some other people who were very famous in the music industry who were in there, you know, who I knew, spent time with. You know, those who talk about it, I let them talk about it.
Right.
But we talk about it. We talk about the experiences, and I learned so much. You know, I don't think about any experience that I've had in my journeys around knowledge of self, religion, faith, politics. All of them I've learned a lot from.
Right.
None of them have been without significant lessons, and I try to just take them and build on them as I move through the world now.
Yeah, because it becomes a part of the, you know, it's like another patch on that quilt. Like, this is my shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's what I went through. It's like, there's no shame to be had around it, because ultimately you have no control over the big outcome of these things. But you take away from what you, like I tell people, like I still will reference the Bible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I took away a lot of wisdom and knowledge from that shit. She taught me a lot about myself.
Yeah, she got black people through her whole life.
Yeah.
Bingo.
You know?
You know what I mean? My grandma, and the suffering of her health, it was the thing that got her through that. I can't discredit that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Gospel music got us through. So, you know, spirituals got us through.
Mm-hmm.
Scriptures got us through.
For sure.
I mean, the church was a meeting place, bro.
Yes, and it was also a radical political organizing space.
It was.
Yeah.
I mean, early Sunday school literature was as radical as anything the Panthers put up.
Yeah.
You know, when you think about David Walker's Appeal, if y'all ever read David Walker's Appeal, y'all should read David Walker's Appeal, a preamble together with 4 articles to the colored citizens of the world, but particularly most expressly the United States. That's the name of the book.
1 second. Tristan, all these books that he's mentioning, please, like, make sure that you're keeping track of it and put it in the description.
As you read David Walker's Appeal, one, there's references to Christianity in it. And it was a text that kind of emerged right around the time of Nat Turner's Rebellion, and there's a relationship between those two things. But Negroes couldn't read that book because it was an insurrectionist text. So it was on Sunday, the only time they would let Negroes gather and have a book, i.e. the Bible, that we'd slide in the other text. So the scriptures themselves were sites of possibility for emancipation, but we had to read them differently.
Yeah.
We had a different, as they say, hermeneutic, right? We read the text differently. So when we read Exodus, we weren't thinking about the children of Israel back in the day. We were thinking we were the children of Israel. We became the people in the wilderness.
Yeah.
Right? And so that became our vision of freedom.
Yeah.
But we had to read it differently.
Absolutely.
We had to engage Paul differently. We had to engage Jesus' love ethic differently. Not in the sense that we were alien, but in the sense of we had to apply it to our own circumstances. It was the Nation of Islam did.
Yeah.
They looked at those texts and said, that's us. We are them.
Yeah.
That's how we get free.
And also, you know, not for nothing, the same thing the Rastas did too.
Yeah.
They found a way that, like, and that's the, you know, that's the genius of that scripture.
Yeah.
That people can find a way to apply it to them now.
Yes.
Right now.
We bring things to text.
Yes.
And then we take things from text. And so for black folk, I don't judge people for their faith traditions. I'm that's not who I am. That's not the space I was in. Maybe when I was 18, you know, debating people in the underground in Atlanta, you know, I might have been like, hey, fuck is you on, right?
That shit can get wicked.
Yeah. Did it? No, we used to literally scrap. Like, no, I remember. Yeah, but
tell us.
Let us know, please.
I want to know.
I mean, but we used to like come to physical blows with 5%ers over lessons.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we used to come to blows with Christians over scripture. We would be fighting over it. I mean, physically fighting over it. Nah, I'm not on that because I have a different philosophy around the shit.
Same.
But
I knew I wasn't willing to judge people on that when the most radical anti-Christian would be like, yeah, nigga, and fuck Jesus. It's like, whoa, brother.
Right.
Hey,
yeah, I ain't on that time. Yeah.
Relax.
Right.
That's a little, you're going too far.
You're going too far.
You know what I mean?
And you're missing the point.
Because the thing is that, you know, think about this. Think about the story of him, and then think about chattel slavery.
Exactly.
Think about what they did to a runaway.
Right.
You know a lot of Jesus.
You know a whole lot.
You know a lot of them.
Yeah.
Right. And also too, like, stop talking about my granny savior like that, my nigga.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's
because if my granny heard you say that,
she be on your ass.
She on you.
Put the oxygen tank down and whoop your ass.
Right. She with the tank.
On me.
Right.
On me. You're gonna get hazardous.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's what
blow
I'm saying.
this whole shit up. Right. You know what I mean? Sure, Allahu Akbar in this bitch with the oxygen tank, my nigga. You better relax.
Yeah.
Stop talking about Jesus like that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But it makes sense. And it's like, I knew like, oh, there's something wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the way to approach this. That's not help.
No.
You like to demean in that sense. You know, the only time that I will ever, and you know, I've since matured past this too, but even then, like evangelizing, like, bro, just, you know, chill, bro. Don't approach me with that. But when you realize like there's a level of evangelicalism that everybody takes the approach, they have to take their message to the street.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you ride down Camp Creek, and you see the brothers out there with the newspaper and the fruit and everything like that, that's their form of being evangelical. And it's like, you know, they might not press it on you, but
and that's all I ask. That's all I ask. I remember when I used to sell on Camp Creek too. I remember I used to be all over Atlanta, man.
Yeah, bro. You naming some spots.
Yeah. and these before they got changed.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you said West End, I was like, yo, first of all, West End, epicenter of culture, my nigga. You gonna be out there with the Rastas, the Muslims,
everybody.
The fucking gospel cues.
Yeah,
not the gospel.
Hebrew Israelites. Yeah.
And those niggas.
Talking about radical.
Shout out to the Universal Church of Practical Knowledge. Shout out to my brother. Shout out to Tazariak. I love the brothers.
Dog face bitch right here.
Hey, bitch. I was like, yo, relax.
Listen, bro. I'm walking down. I was walking up past Queen City. I was going to Oakland City train station, leaving my auntie house. And this nigga said, what this nigga said to me? Look at this motherfucking mulatto. I was like, hey, my nigga, what you trying to do? I don't know. We ain't going like this. This is Oakland City, nigga. We can get it in.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm making a point, brother. And if you would just listen.
Right.
And let me enlighten you. I was like,
you back it down though.
Yeah.
Because they will fuck you up.
They will.
They roll deep too.
They roll deep.
I got some family that's in there.
Too deep. Yo, the beautiful thing about this podcast is that we do attract all of them. And even if they know we don't align with their ideology, they don't reject ours.
Yeah.
Because we're not rejecting theirs. I'll make a little fun of you.
Yeah. I disagree with them ideologically on some key points. I'm actually at some point going to write a book about them. That's actually on my very short list of future projects is to do something on maybe the ICUP, International Church of Universal Practical. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They used to be called something else. I remember back when they were called the Church of Israel, or the Israeli Church. But again, these are people trying to make sense of the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Approaching text, interpreting text, being rigorous and thoughtful about how they engage it. Even if I don't arrive at the same interpretation or the same conclusion, we all try and get free.
Yeah.
And I'd rather bring people into the conversation. Now, I'm going to have to say to them, hey, now, I see my brothers in Africa is different than you do.
Yeah.
I don't have the kind of ontological criticism of white people that you do.
Yeah.
Where I don't see white people as inherently evil. As an ontological thing. Like, I don't think you come out, because I see race as a social construct.
Yeah, for sure.
Whiteness I got some issues with.
Yeah.
Okay.
But just being born white is whatever,
Yeah, like I don't. It's a.
And it really is just the melanin deficiency. Like you want to be scientific about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
because when they say certain shit, it's like nigga making a good point. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not closed off to education,
right?
And I don't marry anything. Like the thing that I'm most married to is liberation. That's it,
right? And so I'm always trying to figure out how we can do that, because even though I may not agree with what they're doing, ISUPK, whoever is doing on this particular point, we may just have a brotherly disagreement.
Yeah.
I still like, look at them schools they doing. Look at that Passover they just did in Houston.
Look how they organize.
Look at how they organize. Look at the commitment to coming out and proselytizing, evangelizing, whatever you call it, right? We used to call it tablighin, right? But whatever you call it, going out there and doing this thing, that's a discipline that we can learn. Now, they didn't invent it. We've been doing it for a long time, but they're carrying the traditional.
Right. Yeah.
What can we get from that?
And it's ultimately the most consistent.
Yes.
You see them.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you know.
And they're going to read.
They go read.
Your ideology might bring one or two out to the block every now and then.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Them niggas is out there 10 deep every day. Every day.
Yes, minimum. And there's a value to that, to seeing that. So I never want to throw that away, even if I don't agree with them on a number of issues.
Right.
I'm willing to learn.
And I think that's a very important it's just a very important position for Black people to take as a whole. Yeah. Because what we have to realize is that all of our ideologies are in response to oppression and white supremacy.
Yeah. But that's part of the problem. That's part of the problem. What does our music look like? What does our art look like? I don't want to say all of our stuff is out of oppression, but I will say, because I don't think that's true, but so much of it is consumed with speaking back to oppression, responding to our situation.
Right.
Yes.
What does our art look like free? What does our world look like free?
And also, why can't you enjoy woke rap?
Right. My thing just is make it good.
Yeah, it is make it good.
It's like gospel music. Like some of that shit is bad.
Yeah, it's just bad. Yeah. But I got the hits, but there's some shit that's like, whoa.
Yeah.
But I think the thing is, like, ultimately what the issue that most niggas have with backpack rap is it doesn't address their oppression.
Yeah. Right. But maybe.
I mean, yeah.
This is where sometimes I don't want to tie artists to a kind of immediacy around responding to things, right? So, I mean, I'll just give you one example. Think about the native tongues movement, right? In hip hop. Some of that shit wasn't political. Most of it wasn't political in the way that like Public Enemy was.
Right.
In the way that Paris was, in the way that Sister Soldier was, in the way, and shit, some of the gangster rap wasn't explicitly political. Right. But there's a way that Fuck the Police is still a politics.
Absolutely.
Right? Very much so, in fact. Right? There's a way that the aesthetic shift that we see with Leaders of the New School, or with Tribe Called Quest, invites some things that we couldn't consider before. Because now we're in conversation with history. Just think about how Q-Tip or Ali Shaheed, but particularly Q-Tip in this example, are sampling. Now who are we in conversation with in history, right? That takes our mind in different places. If we can think outside of the traditional frameworks of music, that gets us somewhere different.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So sometimes it's not the immediate, here's a solution to our political problem, which is important. But sometimes just being able to imagine, reading Octavia Butler, just the idea of Black futurity, the idea that Black folk will exist in a future, that there is a world that includes Black people at a time where we're told that Black people don't have a future, or where we aren't necessarily convinced that there is a future.
Right.
That alone might give us the mental fortitude and the creative imagination to solve the problem of today. Because I know, like you said earlier, that somebody's grandmama or great-great-grandmama imagined a world that included us, even if they didn't live to see it.
Absolutely.
That kind of creative imagination might not be wrapped up in a political line, but it might be wrapped up in a gospel song.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So if I don't know that my pain can be healed, but then I hear that there's a balm in Gilead, right? Or if I don't know how to deal with the dislocation of being an African in America, And I'm reading the Psalms, and I'm like, well, how do I sing the Lord's song in a strange land? And then black folks say, well, I sing because I'm happy.
Hey, because I'm free.
Yeah, I'm free. Yep. Hey.
And I know he watches me.
Yep,
Man, look, bro. I'm telling you, that shit is. When I tell people that you need to plant a tree that you might not be able to enjoy the shade of, that is the whole concept.
That's what it's about, man. That's the beauty. But that's only if you get out of the European mindset.
Hell yeah.
You get out of what we call the Cartesian logic of cogito ergo sum, I think, therefore I am, which is about the individual.
Yeah.
And you embrace the Ubuntu principle.
Yeah.
I am because we are.
Hey,
bingo.
There you go.
It's a whole different framework.
It is. And it's, and it, you know, then, well, okay, this is so crazy. I didn't realize, now that you said it, I didn't realize like that's how I'm raising my children with the Ubuntu mentality is that when you fuck up, everybody's in trouble. Yeah. Because now y'all will hold each other accountable. But not only that, when you good, y'all all good.
Everybody good.
And that's the important part. Otherwise, it's just collective punishment.
Yeah.
Right. But otherwise, you just on some Israel shit. But
yeah, nah.
But no, we all benefit.
Yeah. Because sometimes I do that like, like if there's a gross like, oh, you just like ignoring these rules. Like you just being rebellious. And then I'd be like, all right, everybody give me their phones. Sometimes it's just like, just to feel that.
Yeah.
Oh, not only like have I become responsible for his actions, but now you understand that your actions affect other people.
Exactly. Gwendolyn Brooks, in her poem to Langston Hughes, said, "What we are each other's harvest. We are each other's business. We are each other's magnitude and bond."
Bingo.
Yeah.
That's
and that as abstract as a concept that is going to be to some people, that is the simplicity that I live with. Right?
It's because they're interconnected. Because even in this world where you think you're doing it by yourself, you're not. The great myth of America is that you did the shit by yourself. The self-made person. Ain't nobody self-made.
Self-made what?
Running backs don't run through lines. They run through holes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You just go out there, you quarterback, and then a whole defensive line, no O-line.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You get whacked all day, every day, and you're never going to gain a yard.
But America teaches you to only think about Barry Sanders in the end zone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And not think about who got him there.
Which is
space that's open.
Which is why I hate an MVP award.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, because like you're the best because of this team.
Right.
Like, you know, you do a 7-game series 7 times, there's going to be a different MVP of every series.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because whoever's skill set rose the highest to the occasion due to the actions of the collective.
Right.
It's just what it is.
That's right.
And I think we are bombarded with trauma, especially with these phones, that there's no time to stop and think about each other.
Yeah.
There's no time to stop and think, this could just be a bot.
Mm-hmm.
There's no time to stop and think like, well, what can I receive from this ideology, even if I don't agree with it? It's like, you should be learning something from everything, even if it's learning what you don't want to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that some people, the self-made shit has always bothered me. Even in the street, when I was in the street, nigga be like, oh, nigga, I'm 100. And it's like, well, you a fuck nigga to somebody.
Right.
So you ain't 100.
Right. Everybody's a fuck nigga to somebody.
Everybody. Yeah. So you flaw. And it's like, just that mentality, though, that you like are convincing yourself. It's delusion.
It's delusion. But we're encouraged to have that delusion because the world stays as it is if we stay as individuals.
Yeah.
It only changes when we have a collective ideology, a collective effort, a collective vision, a collective mission, a collective goal. You know, that's the only way we change.
Yeah.
So they want us to be individuals.
Even this mentality now, like, if you think about these data centers, and the thing is, if they talk about the environmental impact of the data center, right? The reason why they're willing to continue to build them is because it's not my problem.
It's not my problem.
I'm gonna die, and then y'all will be left with the earth that is a result of my actions now.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. It's not my problem.
I only need this shit for 30, 40 more years. That's what they say.
I'm gone. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's all they thinking.
And by the time we, whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, and even more than that, like how sick individuality is like, nigga, you got kids.
Yeah.
Sick.
You don't even care about the word you leaving for them.
Nah, sick.
And me, I have listen, since I had my first child, I've been thinking about my grandchild.
Yeah.
I'm 21 when I had my first child, and I'm thinking about my grandchild, which is putting all my effort into this child to be the best person of themselves so they can be a great parent to the child that's to come.
Yep.
And these niggas like, yo, I don't give a fuck. Nigga, fuck that forest.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I see when I see that forest? A couple $1 billion in my bank account.
Yep. That's how they think. That's how they think. And that's a
it's-
European mentality. That's a colonial mentality.
It's like literally ravage everything.
Yeah. The world is to be dominated. The earth, the environment is to be dominated. The earth is to be controlled. Everything is to be monetized and controlled and exploited.
And this is how niggas become Hebrew Israelites.
I see it.
And the white man,
Read!
motherfucking devil, nigga. Fucking sodomite. You know? And I'd be like, nah, let that nigga cook for us. Just listen.
He's saying something. Yeah,
He's saying something.
Yeah.
But
I think you mean Edomite.
Edomite. Yeah.
Sodomite's
My bad.
anti-gay stuff.
Yeah. My bad.
I'm trying to save you.
Yeah, dog, my bad. Shout out to, Happy Pride Month.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was going to go different on the clip.
Yeah. Edomite. Yeah, I don't study their text, so I don't.
Sorry.
I appreciate you.
As a cult vet. That shit, it's muscle memory. That shit came back up. You mean the Edomites, my brother?
Yeah, sodomite, sodomy. Okay, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
But like, I used to, cause like, you know how when so Big Cat 5%, and he know that. So like when we first like became friends,
You a 5%er?
I press 5%. Yep.
he was really on that. And I remember one day I was like,
What's today's degree?
Today's degree. Where's today's degree?
Wow, brother.
Oh, you put me on the spot. Today's degree is.
It's knowledge God, brother.
No, that's not that's not the degree. That's the.
That is- we say days degree, days math.
That's math. Yeah, that's math. But the degree is something else. The degree is why did the devil? You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Oh, you do it like that. Okay.
I do it like, you know what I'm saying? That's how I was taught.
We came up with the same thing, interchangeable, but okay.
Yeah, that's how I was taught.
oh yeah,
God
because
taught me.
Charlamagne mentioned, he mentioned 5%. I was like, what's today's mathematics?
So the math and the degree, I mean, they are the same. But how I was taught, it was you say the mathematics, and then you break down the day's degree.
Who was the original man?
The original man is the color.
The original man is the Asiatic
The
black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet, the
No.
father of civilization, the God of the universe.
Yes.
Come on, man.
It is.
Come
It
on,
is.
man.
It is. It is.
About the real 5%.
Yeah, the real 5% out here.
It
Nah,
might be 4%.
nah, that's crazy. 4% is crazy. 4% is crazy.
Nah, you short, B.
Nah.
Nah, but like I was taught, man.
I didn't know they had. How big was? So you came up?
Nah, so look,
You came up with Atlanta?
I got that from when I stayed in New York for a little bit.
Ah, okay. I was about to say. I'm about to
So when I used to walk to the store, I used to walk wherever I was going.
that'll do it.
The brothers, I said, yo, what's the day's degree? What's the mathematics? You God, right? I'm
Yeah.
like, what is he talking about?
Yeah.
And they'll give you this piece of paper.
Yeah.
When you come back here, I'm gonna test you on what this is.
Yeah.
You better know what it is.
Yeah.
Or we go whoop your
Well, I
ass.
say the consequences of not knowing the information.
Yeah.
They're a very unorthodox approach.
When we go whoop your ass, you don't know what this is.
That's how I learned it.
Like knowledgeable gangbanger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm sorry.
No, you good. Go ahead.
Then
bro.
I stopped doing the listen. Then I was introduced to it, and I was like, man, you know what? I used to do this when I was a kid. Let me
come back
let
to
me
it.
come
Yeah.
back to it. And
I was at a school. The reason I was at a school in Newark, I was principal for a day at Weequake in Newark.
Mhm.
In Newark. And the principal's a 5%.
oh, word.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And it
The
was
principal.
yeah.
That's ill.
Great brother, man. Great brother. He actually invited me out to family day out in the park. Yeah, man. When you walk in, it's like positive energy always creates elevation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? On the door.
That shit is powerful.
You know, he's teaching the standards and the curriculum and all the things that the state wants them to know, but he's also weaving in
And
information that the
Yeah.
kids need to know to give them knowledge of self.
of self. Yeah.
And if you think about this from a different perspective, these posters that you would find in school and in the workplace that would be like perseverance and
Mhm.
teamwork. Like you ingest that shit so much that after a while you start looking at it from a different lens. Like, I do need a little perseverance right now, nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nigga.
And like, but I mentioned that to say to him.
I'm sorry, we got all distracted.
No, it's cool. I was driving trucks.
Yeah.
And so he kept telling me like every day, and I was making an effort. And then I had told him one day, I was like, nigga, stop asking me this. I don't care about the mathematics right now, nigga. I got some more shit on my mind.
Going on?
This is becoming a responsibility.
Oh shit! And it's becoming a responsibility.
Every day I call you, like, oh shit.
This nigga, man, I don't know. And it's like I'm not gonna avoid my nigga.
Yeah.
I have to tell you like. No more mathematics, baby. Like, I can't do mathematics right now, baby. I'm on this truck. I've been on the road for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I ain't seen my kids. Nigga, fuck that.
I just want to keep him sharp, man.
That's how you do it.
Sharp.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. Keep your mind sharp, man.
I know we closing in on time, man.
Yeah, man. I gotta go pick up my. I gotta pick up my kid from school. I was saying earlier, I don't know if it was on air, but I was like, hey, man, I gotta get him at 5 and he whooped my ass, man. So I don't get there a minute earlier.
Yeah.
I never late, but I don't get there a minute earlier, man. I get my full payment in.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man.
Every minute.
Every minute.
I need it all. But man,
This is great, man. I love building with y'all, man. This is dope, man.
Hell yeah, man.
When I'm in Atlanta, I'm gonna come through again.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
man.
You always welcome, man.
I appreciate that, man. I
appreciate you genuinely coming pulling up on.
Of course.
Yeah, man. This is the doc, man.
Y'all could just call me Mark. I don't use the doctor.
Man, fuck that. It's Doc, man.
Mark Lamont Hill, man.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
Follow
me on Patreon, by the way. Follow me on Patreon.
Yeah, go to
subscribe.
The Patreon, brother. Go to the Patreon. Come to our Patreon too.
Oh yeah, I subscribe to y'all.
$8.
I subscribe.
Oh, appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Deontay Kyle, who's in front of the camera.
In front of the camera, big ass cup cat, man.
Yeah, we'll see y'all next week.
Let's just rap. I just want to rap, you know. I just want to rap, man. I just want to rap.
That fate was on my side.
Yeah.
Was my fate was on
Hey,
my side.
man. Yeah. They say without the proper labor, faith don't stand a chance. I put my faith in faith and stand on fertile land. I planted seeds that'll indeed turn into trees. Be forest and peace teas get printed to me.